Gold rush, dusty roads, and iron horses. The truth about the Wild West. When we think of the Wild West, we immediately picture rugged cowboys, outlaws with revolvers, and saloons filled with the sounds of pianos and breaking bottles. But what was this legendary period of American history really like? The beginning of a legend. The history of the Wild West spans the 1800s and early 1900s, a time when the western territories of the United States were being settled. After the American War of Independence, the eastern lands became increasingly populated, and thousands of people set out west in search of a better life. Vast prairies, arid plains, and dense forests seemed both intimidating and full of opportunity. The gold rush and the pursuit of wealth. One of the most defining events of the era was the California gold rush of 1848. Rumors of gold spread across the country, drawing tens of thousands of fortune seekers to the western shores of the United States. Temporary camps sprouted up like mushrooms after the rain, quickly transforming into bustling towns. However, only a few truly struck it rich. Most prospectors were left empty-handed or perished due to the harsh conditions. Rails connecting a continent before 1869, traveling from the eastern U.S. to the west, could take months or even years. But everything changed with the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. Connecting the Atlantic to the Pacific was a major milestone in the nation's development. Now, a train could cross the country in just a few days, and towns along the tracks began to flourish. Along with this progress, new workers, merchants, and of course criminals arrived in the region. The decline of the cowboy era. One of the most romanticized images of the Wild West is that of cowboys herding cattle across vast open pastures. However, by the late 1800s, railroads and ranch fences were gradually replacing the nomadic way of life. Many cowboys transitioned into farming or moved to urban areas. The truth about crime gangs and lone outlaws like Billy the Kid or Jesse James became Wild West legends. However, contrary to Hollywood myths, crime rates in the region were no higher than in other parts of the U.S. Yes, stagecoach robberies and shootouts did happen, but law and order were gradually taking hold. The end of an era, the early 20th century, marked the end of the Wild West. All territories had become official U.S. states, and towns were now equipped with telegraphs, railroads, and established laws. The last open lands were settled by farmers and industrialists, while the romantic image of the free-roaming gunslinger remained only in books and films. The legacy of the Wild West. Today, the Wild West lives on in history and culture, from Western movies to museums and festivals dedicated to the era. It symbolizes freedom, courage, and the endless possibilities that once lured thousands into the unknown frontier. This was the real Wild West, not just a land of cowboys and outlaws, but a time of great change, adventure, and technological progress that forever shaped America.